Hey friends, it's Joby here, and we are back with day 11 of the YOLOD Project. Woo! I'm as amped as I'm sure nobody else is. As I'm sure everybody is. Look at me being self-deprecating. What a fucking loser. Focus, Job. I'm back from my work trip. I'm back from PAX Australia. The YOLOD Project is back on. I know everybody is amped to be a part of it. But I haven't had a lot of opportunities to write down my thoughts because I've been ultra busy. I've been doing a bunch of work at PAX and also a bunch of panels. So yeah, instead I thought I'd cheat a little and use this opportunity to talk about PAX Australia instead. First things first, on the realist. No, first things first. This year, it was held at the Melbourne Convention and Exhibition Centre, and it was bloody amazing. Way better than the Melbourne Showgrounds, which were out in the middle of bloody nowhere, and absolutely awful. Like, just a nightmare to be at. So yeah, this year, it was way better. It was right next to the Crown Casino, which sort of meant that if we went drinking, we were just going to the Crown Casino, which was a piss-poor plan. We could have gone... Melbourne has heaps of great bars, and we wasted that opportunity, but we were, super lazy. So what are you going to do? So, anyway, Alien Isolation was playable at PAX Australia on the Oculus Rift, and I didn't get a chance to play it. The line to play was so long for anything on Oculus Rift, and once you got in, it seemed like it was just a bit of a crapshoot as to what you were going to get to play. You might get to play Alien, you might get to play some roller coaster simulator. I really want to play it on Oculus, but yeah, I didn't get the opportunity at PAX. My birthday's coming up though, so maybe my wife will sort me out with a development kit. So wink. Instead, I played an indie game called Phantasmal, and it's this cool little survival horror game from a studio out of Auckland in New Zealand. It just recently got kickstarted. And I played it on the Oculus. And I screamed like a wiener, like the wiener that I am, in the middle of a very crowded PAX hall. Just sort of lost myself in the moment and squealed very loudly. The trick with the game was that all the levels and monster placements are randomly generated. It's survival horror roguelike. And so you never know where anything's going to be or what the layout of the area is going to be like or anything like that. And so, yeah, that certainly amps things up. See, it's a lot easier for you to sneak around enemies than it is to kill them. They're blind, and so you can get by them without really having to deal with them as long as you stay quiet. And I've had a lot of practice at staying quiet thanks to the YOLOD Project. But it's hard to do that when you open a door and you run into them face first, which I definitely did quite a bit. And yeah, every time I did that, I screamed. I didn't deal with it very well. And you're going to wind up doing that, of course, because yeah, every level randomly generated, monster placement randomly generated. You can't really plan for this shit. I know where the alien's going to be, at least roughly. In this bloody medical facility. I know where the androids were going to be in Seegson, but I don't know where the blind monsters are going to be in Phantasmal. And it leads up to being pretty scary. So I squealed and fought for my life every single time, and I managed to find a Tommy gun, but I didn't have many bullets. So I was mostly using a broom as my weapon, and eventually I died. And lo and behold, when I turned around, there was suddenly a huge line of people to play this freaky dicky game. Like when I got there, it was me standing behind one other dude, and then we were in, like, the wait was about 3 minutes. And yeah, when I turned around, yeah, it had just grown so large that the enforcers had come up and said that they were going to have to create a line system. They used this yellow tape to create a line system to keep things managed. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty amusing. Anyway, the game is called Phantasmal, I'd never seen it before, but it's been played by PewDiePie, so a billion people probably already know about it before I ever did. That's, you know, I'm a game journalist and I don't know about shit. That was cool. Titan Souls was cool. Crawl looked cool. Titan Souls is like a sort of top-down Zelda-style game, but instead of being sort of a deep RPG, it just seems to be that you fight boss after boss after boss, and all of the bosses are like one-hit kill things. They'll like murder you instantly, but as soon as you work out the trick to them, you're able to sort of kill them and move on, and it's quite Dark Soulsy, I think, is the inspiration for it. So that was cool. Crawl looked cool, but I didn't get a chance to play it, so I'm just going to buy it because it's out on early access now. And I'll play it 4-player with some of my podcast bros. And there were like a billion other indie games that I love the idea of that I never got the chance to get my hands on because I was that busy. The reason I didn't get any time was because I was on just a number of panels and doing work. I interviewed Chris Roberts about Star Citizen, and then I did a panel with the man, which was a trip. Like, that was huge. Chris Roberts is a brilliant visionary and a legend of gaming, and I'm so privileged to get a chance to talk to him, not once but twice in the same day. Immediately after that panel, and that panel I did in a massive auditorium, but immediately after that I then talked about the realities of writing about games with a bunch of editors that I've worked with, editor of IGN and Kotaku and stuff like that. So that was cool. Games on Net's Hyper Magazine and freelancer Katie Williams. So that was cool. I did a live version of my podcast, the podcast I've been doing weekly for the last, I think we're up to 247 episodes. So the last 5 years. So that's cool. And that it was so like, yeah, we sent them a rider sheet, and they actually filled our idiotic rider sheet with M&Ms of certain colors and sombreros and stuff like that, and an esky so we could keep all our beer cold. Hilarious. And I also did a panel about game reviews that I thought was quite good. I thought people really appreciated that, even if I was sort of spaced by the time we got to it. I'd been going hard all weekend. I hope this isn't too tangential for YOLOD watchers. I hope if this isn't the sort of shit, like, if you never want to hear me talk about this kind of crap again, just let me know in the comments, and I never will. If you just want me to talk about Alien, I will focus next time. But I thought this was pretty cool, because the thing I really wanted to talk about is that there was this one thing that I didn't get a chance to fully flesh out. In the panel about how to get into the games media, they asked how to become a freelance games writer, and instead of answering on the spot and sort of giving a fairly, I don't know, boring answer, I didn't want to be boring, basically, and I'm often boring when I'm on the spot, put on the spot. So instead of doing that, I decided to make a joke. And so instead, here's my genuine solid advice. If you want to be a games freelancer, start right now and start making videos. Make like the YouTube account that you're already signed in to, so you can like and subscribe to my videos, and I'm sure that's something that you're doing. Just use that and start making YouTube videos right now. Make them about any game you've played. It doesn't have to be complex or anything like the YOLOD Project. Just start making games, and yeah, start now. And also make a blog at the same time. Like 2 separate things, or they can be the same. Make a YouTube account, make a blog. You can double up. You can do what I'm doing with the YOLOD Project, where I take the script that I use for my videos, and I cleaned it up, and I make it coherent writing-wise, and then I put it up on Tumblr. You can do that, that's fine. Or you can do something separate, but practice writing and practice making videos. If you want to get into freelance games writing right now, you have to be great at writing or video creation, and you have to be pretty good at the other, or competent at the other. So just good at one, decent at the other, but you've got to have both of those skill sets. It used to be that there were video guys and there were writers, but now you're both or you're nothing. That's just the sad reality. Over time, your writing and your video work will get better. You'll learn tricks to make both better, but you've got to start doing them, and the sooner you start, the better. YouTube is basically a social network now. It's another way to share your work with people. Most of the videos on this channel of mine, on Joe Gilroy's channel or Joby Jojo channel, they're mostly terrible. Like, a lot of them are shithouse. But they're slowly getting better. And that's the whole point of the site's existence. I mean, I did it so that I could learn how to do it better. One of the first things I started being forced to do when I got into the industry was making YouTube videos. My editor at the time, wanted someone to be able to make videos. I didn't know how, and so he said, "Well, screw it, go and learn." And it's taken some time, and I'm still not amazing, but I'm certainly better than I was back then when it took me 2 days to make a 6-minute video, right? So you've got to start. You've got to start somewhere, and you may as well do it today. That's the whole point of this channel's existence, is to be a better games journalist, you know? I love to make YouTube videos for the sake of making YouTube videos, but my bread and butter isn't games journalism or games criticism, not in games media entertainment or whatever it is that YouTube exists as. It's sad but true. I make YouTube videos to get better at making videos. I don't think that's so bad, you know? Anyway, a little off topic, I suppose. Enough self-absorption. Let's jump onto today's death. It was super shitty. I was hiding in a locker, basically stuck in a room, stuck in the room that we're in, and the icon said, "Press S to lean back." And I was already pressing S, so I wasn't sure what to do. Press it again, or hold it and see if the alien got me. I elected option 1, I pressed it again, and I died. Bummer. I was doing so well too, I feel. I thought I was literally just about, as soon as he left, as soon as the alien left this time, I was gonna duck out and go through to the next door. I had the eye of the tiger. But oh well. Let's watch as I press S to lean back. And there you have it, day 11 of the YOLOD Project. Thanks for joining me once again. Watch day 10 or the first day in the series via these links, and I will see you guys tomorrow. The YOLOD Project is back on. Woo! Tell your friends. Bye!